Hello dreamers, welcome to DISNEY Dreamlight Valley. Today we're gonna talk about the upcoming DLC. We're gonna have some spoilers in this video, so giving you a heads up right now. If you don't want to see, first of all, if you haven't completed Eternity Isle yet, this might be a spoiler. It's gonna be a scene from after the credits roll, after the end of Eternity Isle. So if you would want to see that for the first time on your own while completing it, basically I'm just gonna say there's a lot of spoilers. There is some leaks about the DLC that were found in the game files. We basically know everything at this point, at least the current version as it is in the game files. We know the name of the DLC, we know a lot of things about the biomes and the characters that are going to be coming. So if you are interested in this kind of content, you can stick around. If you don't want to know absolutely anything and you just want to be surprised when it's announced officially, then you should probably skip this video. Alright, massive warning. If you're watching right now, there's going to be right now a picture on the screen of the scene in the end of the credits of Eternity Isle. So if you don't want to see this, better close this video right now. So here it is. This was the basically the final scene after the credits. Usually Gameloft doesn't do anything without a good reason. So in my opinion, this basically confirms Hades and Maleficent coming into the game. Now, it's not 100% confirmed that this is going to be DLC, but everything that we know pointing to the next DLC being two of the most prominent characters in the next DLC being Hades and Maleficent. And as you can see here, there is like a divider between Maleficent, and her entire background is very different from Hades' background. So there's a good reason for it. Once again, huge spoilers, huge, massive spoilers coming up right now. Something that's been found in the game files and announced on the Discord Dreamlight leaks. I'm not going to show any screenshots, but I will read out some of the stuff that was posted on the server, and I will link the server in the description if you guys want to go check it out by yourself. So once again, none of this stuff is 100% confirmed, but it is very likely that this is going to be the next DLC. And according to the game files, the name is Storybook Vale. And apparently Vale is the old-fashioned way to say valley. So Vale is the same thing as valley. Also, we have a cat. So according to the leaks, it's going to come with 4 biomes: Fairy Tale, General, Library, and Mythology. 4 biomes, that's pretty cool. Because the current Eternity Isle technically has 3 biomes, but there's a good reason for 4 biomes. Is because most likely the whole area is going to be split into 2 separate, completely separate areas. One for Hades, one for Maleficent. Also speculated on Dreamlight Leaks Discord that this expansion is going to be heavily book themed. The books, the stories, the tales, there is going to be 2 sides to this new area. One is going to be the fairy tale side, that's the side that Maleficent belongs to, and one side is going to be mythology side. It's the side that Hades belongs to, and you can kind of see it, like you can see the background and a clear divide between them. So we have the fairy tale area, we have mythology area, both connected in the same biome, and all of them are connected by the book theme, because both fairy tales and myths are usually common books. So pretty cool. I was wondering, how do you combine these 2 characters? I thought it was going to be villain-based or villain-themed DLC, but it looks like it's going to be story-based and book-based. So we might get a lot of book-related items. Also, there is something really strange was found in the game files, and it's some dialogue lines for Jack Sparrow, and it might or might not be linked to the DLC. I personally cannot imagine why would Jack Sparrow have anything to do with storybook expansion. I would rather believe that Jack Sparrow will have something to do with Skull Rock, so maybe that's where he is from. But it's pretty interesting. Alright, so these are the leaks. Once again, nothing is fully confirmed. These are just some game files that some people uncovered with some names and lines that make sense to belong to the next DLC. And I was debating for a while, should I make a video on it, or should I just keep it hidden? Because a lot of people expressed that they like don't like seeing spoilers, they like seeing stuff as it comes out. But there's also a lot of people who expressed that seeing spoilers actually keeps them excited for the future of the game. And I feel like it's not that big of a spoiler. Like, we don't really have any graphics. We don't even have anything official. It's just basically at this point the best theory that we have based on some game file names. So it's not set in stone, but it is the best theory we got so far. Let me know in the comments if you think it makes sense, or do you think it's something completely else. There is also a chance by the time this DLC comes out, it's gonna change completely. I personally, if that's true, if Hades and Maleficent gonna have two sides of the island, I'm very curious what other characters can come. Once again, right now there's nothing in game files, no official confirmation for anything, but it doesn't seem too far out of the realm of possibility that we're gonna get some Hercules characters, perhaps even Hercules himself. It's hard to imagine getting Hades, an entire half of the island. So we got 5 characters from Eternity Isle, right? Something tells me we're gonna get more characters from this. Just a hunch, because it's like 2 completely separate worlds, it seemed like. I don't know if there's going to be any connection in the story. Maybe the final chapter is going to be them clashing somehow, Maleficent versus Hades, Battle of Titans, something ridiculous. I don't know. But in any case, it wouldn't be right if one side had more characters than the others. So it couldn't be 4, because then it doesn't seem like it's enough. So I'm guessing 6. So for Hades' side, if they were to bring somebody, it will have to be Hercules and Megara. It's like, it's no questions asked. Those two are, if that's the direction they're gonna go, are gonna be Hercules' side. And on the other side, there is a chance we're gonna get Aurora. For some reason, though, I'm not, like, it doesn't mean anything, because technically Eternity Isle, the main villain, Jafar, was Aladdin based, but we did not get a single other Aladdin character. So maybe it's going to be the case here as well, because it doesn't have to make sense. Nobody could have predicted that Eternity Isle would have characters like Rapunzel, Gaston. Like, there was no connection whatsoever. They can basically make any character, bring them into a story in a certain way to make them make sense to be in this DLC. But if the leaks to be believed, and we're gonna have storybook and mythology, it kind of makes sense that the characters on the left are gonna be storybook characters, which, let's be honest, probably half of the classic Disney characters. So here it's gonna be almost impossible to predict. And mythology, it could be like, what else? What other Disney franchises are based on mythology? I don't know, Sword in a Stone? Is that something about... Is that considered mythology? Is Atlantis connected to mythology? It's really hard to tell. Right now, we have nothing to go off of except just the 2 broad themes for the new DLC. So yeah, this is pretty much all we know. I'm gonna keep you updated if there is anything else comes out about the DLC. Maybe there's gonna be some interview, or maybe one day they will decide to randomly drop like a video on their social media, basically giving us a preview of the upcoming DLC. I'm gonna be here to cover it as soon as I can. For now, I'm just curious to know, what do you guys think is coming in the next DLC? Also, do you think we're gonna get Skull Rock next update? Like, what do you think is gonna be the timeline? When are we getting DLC? Is it going to be also in December like last time? I think it is. I think their plan is to make 1 DLC per year. It makes total sense. I think it's reasonable. I think it's a very good deal. $30 a year for the amount of content you're getting, for the amount of hours you're not just putting into DLC, but also all of the DLC items and characters that you can bring into your main valley adds even more playtime and enjoyment. So it's like, it's incredible deal. So I'm definitely buying it, and let me know in the comments if you are gonna be buying it as well, or is it based on what is actually coming? What would be your ideal DLC? Describe it in the comments. I'm very curious. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thanks to all of our amazing supporters. I'm actually surprised that we're getting more villains, because I mean, actually I'm not surprised, because they are building, I read it in the news, there's like a whole Disney, like a park or a ride or something that is solely based on villains. So it does make sense that we're gonna get but once again, it's not really a villains DLC. If it's a storybook DLC, then we're just gonna have villains, but the rest of the characters are not gonna be villains. So maybe it's not fair to say it's a villains DLC. In any case, I'm excited. I hope that it's gonna come in the time when the game is in a good state. I hope they figure out all the bugs and glitches until then, so then DLC can drop and not create even more problems. So yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you for watching, subscribe for more, and goodbye.